Hey there! Do sentences that start with the word if ever seem a little confusing? You're not alone. But honestly, they follow a few really simple rules. In this quick guide, we're going to break down those rules so you can start using conditionals with total confidence.
Yeah, they can definitely be a tricky spot for a lot of English learners, but that's exactly what we're here to fix. So let's just dive right in and get this all cleared up.
So, at its core, a conditional sentence is really just about cause and effect. A good way to think about it is like a line of dominoes. One thing happens, that's our condition, and it directly causes something else to happen, and that's the result. Simple as that.
Just look at this example right here. The condition, our first domino, is if students practice daily. So what happens when that condition is met? Well, the result is they improve their English. You see, it's a really clear, direct connection.
Okay, so every single conditional sentence you'll see is built from two key parts. Once you can spot these two building blocks, I promise, everything else just clicks into place. So let's break them down. First up, you've got the if clause. This part's really easy to find because, well, it starts with if, and it sets up the whole situation. It's the what if part. And then you've got the main clause. This is the part that gives you the answer. It tells you what happens because of that what if. Now for a super simple tip about punctuation. If that if clause kicks off the sentence, you just pop a comma right after it. But if you flip the sentence around and put the main clause first, you don't need the comma anymore. Easy, right?
All right, so now that we've got the basic structure down, let's get into the different types. We're going to start with the easiest one, the most straightforward, the zero conditional.
So when do you actually use this?
Okay, let's start with our first type. I like to call this one the always true rule. You might know it as the zero conditional. We use this one when we're talking about things that are just facts, general truths or habits that are always predictable.
This example makes it totally clear. Let's take this sentence, if you heat ice, it melts. This isn't just a possibility, right? It's a scientific fact. It's always true. And that's exactly why both heat and melts are in the present simple tense.
Structure? It couldn't be easier. You just use the present simple tense in the if clause, and you also use the present simple tense in the main clause. That's it. Present plus present. Super easy to remember. Okay, this is a big one, a really crucial rule to remember. You absolutely never use will in the zero conditional. We're talking about facts that are always true, not making predictions about the future. This is a super common mistake, so definitely keep an eye out for it. All right, let's shift gears. We've talked about facts. Now let's start talking about the future with the first conditional. This is what we use for real, possible situations and what's likely to happen. We pull this one out when we're talking about a real condition that might happen in the future and the result that will probably follow. Think about it like this. If it rains tomorrow, I will take an umbrella. The rain isn't a 100% guarantee, but it's a very real possibility.
For instance, check out this sentence. If she studies regularly, she will improve her English. Now, this isn't a guaranteed scientific fact like ice melting, but it is a very real, very likely possibility. The present condition, studying, leads to a probable future result, improving. Makes sense, right?
So let's put them side by side to really see what's going on. The zero conditional, our always true rule, is all about general facts. Like, if people eat too much sugar, they feel tired. It's a general truth. But the first conditional, our future possibility rule, points to a specific future moment. If you eat too much sugar today, you will feel tired. You see that shift? One is a general rule, and the other is a specific prediction about what could happen.
So check out how the structure changes here. The if clause, that's our condition, it still uses the present simple tense. But the main clause, the result, that's where things change. It now uses will plus a verb because we're talking about a future result. And this is the absolute golden rule for the first conditional. You have to remember this one. Even though the whole sentence is about the future, the word will never, ever appears in the if clause. It only belongs in the main clause, the part that describes the result. Okay, you ready to test yourself? Let's do a quick quiz. It's honestly the best way to see if these rules are really sinking in. Ready? Let's go. Okay, have a look at this one. If students revise daily, they confident. Now ask yourself, is this a general truth, something that's always true? Or is it a specific plan for the future? This is a general truth, right? A reliable outcome. So we need the zero conditional. That means present simple. They feel confident. So what about this one? If I finish my homework early, I watch TV.
Is this a general fact that applies to everyone, or is it someone's specific plan? It's a real possibility for the future, right? So we need the first conditional. The correct answer is, I will watch TV.
So let's just wrap this all up in a neat little package. To get it right every time, just follow these steps. First, find if, so you know your condition. Second, ask yourself, is this a fact? If it is, that's zero conditional, present plus present. Third, if it's a future possibility, that's first conditional, present plus will. That's really all there is to it.
Memory. Well, first, use the zero conditional for things that are always true facts. Second, use the first conditional for real, possible future events. And the number one most important rule of all, you can see it highlighted right here, never, ever use will in the if clause itself. For both of these, the if part always stays in the present.
See? Not so tricky once you see the logic behind it, right? The most important thing now is to practice. Try using them when you're speaking and writing. The more you do, the more natural it'll feel. Thanks for watching, and for more clear guides like this one, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nestlingua.